So this NEXTGEN KE youth employment in partnership with private sector initiative started a few months back. Actually, it started towards the end of last year. And really the idea in discussion with the government was to see how we can support creating more employment for the youth in this country. And I'm very sure that all of us in this room, we agree that if we have to name 3 key priority, development priority for this country, youth employment will be one of them. I think you have seen in the video the head of state saying 800,000, it's actually now 1 million. That's the number we use. 1 million youth entering the job market every year with only 200,000 jobs available. So there is a gap every year of 800,000 jobs. With a growing population, this gap cannot remain just an issue of unemployment. It has consequences. It has consequences on the fact that these people are not entering the economy, so they are not becoming productive assets, but it has also social and security consequences. We all know what happened when, the young people, dissatisfaction becomes demonstrations, become frustrations. So we are trying with this initiative to complement some of the work that is already being done. There is this internship program in the public sector. There is the NYOTA program, which is focusing on entrepreneurship, providing young people with opportunity to create their own business. So this comes very much as in complementarity of that. And the whole idea is really that we can place young people in companies for 1 year, paid by the program. It's not a salary, it's a stipend. The stipend will depend on the 3 categories: graduated, diploma, and certificates. So, and of course, matching with the minimum wage for 1 year. But when we place these young people into your company, we don't just place them and forget about them. There will be mentorship, and they will have to complete online mandatory courses, which will continue to build up their profile. For example, artificial intelligence is one of the mandatory courses that they will be undertaking. Leadership, management, and so forth, 5 of them. And we will also rely on you, and there's a whole system that we are putting in place to report to us on their performance. And hopefully, by the end of that 1 year, ladies and gentlemen, in your business, you will realize that these young people are a productive asset for your business, and therefore you will give them a job. Now, I'm saying this on the basis of some experience. We have run similar program in Zimbabwe and Nigeria, and the returning rate is 60%. 60% of these young people that were placed actually got a job in the company. And those who don't get a job, and I was listening to the testimony from our young sister, they have built up their CV. Because one of the paradox, as you know, is that these people, when they come out of university, they apply for jobs, they ask for 3 years of experience or 5 years of experience. They've never worked. So at least this 1 year, even if they are not returning to your company, they can go and apply to another company, and they have a CV, they have an experience, they have a know-how, and they have also built their profile with these mandatory courses that I was talking about. So that's really the spirit. How we are going to fund this program? We are going to fund it mainly with 3 streams of resources, or I should say 4. The number one, and I can now say it safely because it was announced during the statement of the CS Finance at the Parliament when he was reading the budget. You've heard that the government is allocating 2 billion shilling to this program. So I think we can applaud for that. In addition to the 2 billion shilling, UNDP from our own resources, we have invested 1,350,000 US dollar into the program, but we want now to leverage on government money and our seed funding to now get additional funding from the development partners. And I believe with the narrative that we have, we will convince them to come and at least top up, from what the government has put into this program. And the last stream of funding is you, the private sector. Because not only you can absorb, you can take on board this youth, but you can also contribute financially to the program and put your money at the disposal of UNDP. We are globally recognized as a fiduciary agency. For 5 consecutive years, we have been the most transparent international organization. This is by the report of Transparency International. So we will take care of the funding that you will give to us, make a good use of it, and invest it to scale up. Because you see, we are starting with 500. It's a drop in the ocean. But with the 2 billion from the government, we will scale up. We can reach 15 to 50,000. But with your contribution as well, we can further scale up. I mean, the gap is so big that we have really a room for expanding. So we look very much forward to be talking to you. I want to conclude by saying that a big thank you to KEPSA. From the beginning, they really trusted this initiative, and we had a very productive conversation. They also help us learn from the lessons they have learned in the past. There was a kind of similar program, if I understand correctly, in 2010, 2012, funded by the World Bank. It was a smaller scale, but there was already some lesson learned. So thank you for sharing those lessons learned with us. It has informed us in building this program. And I'm very delighted that today we can sign this MoU. So basically the division of labor is very, very simple. UNDP, we've already established a platform, which we are going to launch very soon. This platform is now under what we call the stress test. We are testing it to be able to accommodate for 1 million applications, because we know the day we will open this platform, there will be many, many applications, because many people, many young people are really looking for opportunities. So we are finalizing to make sure we don't have any problem. So the moment we put our job in UNDP will be to select these young people who will be applying, and then we will transmit the applicants to KEPSA, and KEPSA will match them with the private sector. So that's the essence of the content of the MoU that we are signing today. I want again to thank you very much. I'm really very happy to be here with all of you, and I look very much forward to working with any of you. And please, for anything, reach out to UNDP. We can provide more details and information on this program. Thank you so much. Asante sana.